Hello there and welcome to another informative episode of African Student Voices brought to you by the Association of African Universities Accra, Ghana. My name is Ajimo Chodakwe and I'll be your host for today. Do well to follow us on social media handles AAU_TV on Twitter and also the Association of African Universities on Facebook and YouTube. Bring in your comments and join the movement of the African Student Voices on our Facebook page to add more of your views to it, add more of your comments, and also follow us on what we do. Today we're discussing the Global Compact on Migration. This compact is supposed to help regulate and promote a safe and orderly and regular migration for perhaps African students and other students who wish to further their education internationally. And with me in the studio, a great set of guests to help us appreciate the essence of this Global Compact on Migration. Before I let you know who they are, please stay tuned. Be right back.
4 years ago, like most young people, I was clueless as to what I wanted to do and which institution would help me realize a great career. What better place to pursue this dream than Blue Crest College? With state-of-the-art lecture halls and experienced lecturers, as well as equipped computer labs, Blue Crest is indeed the right starting point. With certificate, diploma and degree programs in information technology, business administration, journalism, oil and gas, Blue Crest is the one-stop institute for everyone who is looking to have a great career. Enroll now. Visit www.bluecrest.edu.gh or call any of the numbers on the screen. Blue Crest College. Education for life.
Welcome back, and if you just joined us, it's African Student Voice on AUTV, and we are discussing the Global Compact on Migration. This compact is supposed to promote a safer, orderly, and a more regular migration for our students who wish to study internationally. And we'll meet in the studio as the National PUSAC Private University Students Association of Ghana Women's Commissioner, Mrs. Joyce Asuma. Welcome to African Student Voices.
Thank you.
And I also have the National Association of Nigerian Students in Ghana, the guy himself, Mr. Adebayo Samuel Ogunkoya. You're welcome to African Student Voices.
Hello, sir. Thank you very much.
So I'm amazing set of guests. We can't have them anywhere. Thank you very much for having the time to be here to talk about a matter like this.
My pleasure.
I know you all share the passion for students who wish to go out there and study. The question is, they had challenges earlier, but now we have a Global Compact on Migration. We're here to discuss the impact of this this document, and if there are any things we're supposed to add up, perhaps corrections we have to make. Are there any uncertainties? Are there any issues? Let's talk about it. So I'll start with you, Joyce, about this. The Global Compact on Migration. Why is this compact here today?
First of all, I want to thank private universities, greet them. I'm here with my media relation officer, Mr. Dabati. It is good because students would want to explore and would want to know new things out there. There are new courses, new advantages, scholarships out there that students will want to take advantage of. But if you will go there and you will not have safety, you will go there and you would have problems, challenges, discrimination, and you will not feel comfortable in the environment in which you are. And then that means going there alone is a problem to you yourself, because you find yourself wanting, you'll be depressed. And so this compact has come to help students who want to go out there to know things, to know new things, to explore. Yes, that's what I have to say about that.
All right, so it says that it's a global compact on safe, orderly. So the issue is about safe. The safe aspect of it means that perhaps initially people were not safe out there. Is that the case?
Yes. Statistics as at 2018 shows that we have 258 million migrants. Ooh. Yes. So if we have this number of migrants, which 50 million are children, and counting death, as at 2017, 6,000 death was counted. That means that even that one cry is legal. Those who went illegally, that died on the way or through problems and stuff. So then I'm saying that if we have this number of people traveling to other countries to better their lives, and they face challenges, they face problems, they face discrimination, meanwhile they will add value to the country in which they are. If they earn something, they will definitely buy something in that country, but they are being treated unfairly. So if you are being treated unfairly, what is the need you going out there? And so the Global Compact has really come to add value to the individual migrants.
Coming to you, the issue about orderly. The compact here is here to bring order to our immigration, living or perhaps migration. What was the previous case with our immigration? Were there a lack of order in the way we travel and the proceedings?
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me. To start with, I think when you're introducing me, the association that I represent is National Association of Nigerian Students,
Sure.
Ghana chapter.
Okay.
Yeah, so thank you. With regards to GCM, if you asked that, was there not order? I think if there was order, they would not add order to this new resolution. But just that, agreements on text alone does not give order. You need things beyond policy. You need actual practice. And if you check globally, what are the reasons people migrate? Why do they migrate? If you migrate through Libya, there cannot be order. If you migrate through the Mediterranean Sea, there cannot be order. So where are we looking at the order? Is it the students traveling that needs to be in order? Or is it people who are fleeing oppressions from their country? If people are fleeing oppressions from their country to another country, there cannot be order. So the order we should be thinking about, not migration order, is social order in those countries. Settle them. Why are they running away from Syria? Why are they running away from Afghanistan? Why are they running away from sub-Saharan Africa? So those are the questions we should be asking ourselves. As a student, you want to travel, there should be order. You go for visa. They either grant you the visa or they refuse you the visa. So when you get a visa, you travel, there is order, you're admitted. But refugees, they cannot be ordered. So that's my point.
Okay. So let's look at for what called for this GCM
Yes.
in the first place. Why is the GCM here?
It's similar to what I just said now. The GCM have observed several problems, especially with regards to immigration going on globally. You can see the body language of the US leadership, the body language of even the UK themselves. They're trying to pull out of, in fact, they are ready, not that they're trying, to pull out of the EU.
Sure.
US has stopped recognizing some United Nations organizations, and they are very vocal about their immigration laws and status. So I think the Global Watch for Immigration have observed that if they do not intervene in these issues, there might be a time that people will not be able to leave their country to another country anymore. And these should not be encouraged. I mean, the negative aspect of immigration, that's what I mean. So the GCM has come actually at the right time to encourage free flow, not just a free flow. We've been having free flow and people are dying in the Mediterranean Sea. I like to emphasize on that because the highest migrants in the world are coming from the sub-Saharan Africa. And for what reasons? Economic reasons, social reasons. So this GCM has come at the right time to ensure what? Safe immigration, to ensure immigration in order. So I think it has come at the right time.
And did you expect the GCM to protect someone who decides to emigrate to a different country on the Mediterranean Sea?
Never.
Through that scheme? Is that what it's supposed to do? To any means at all? Or we have the appropriate means?
If you check it well, it shows that once the person arrives at your place, the person must have a status.
Okay.
Whether refugee status or the other. We are not refugee, you are... I've forgotten the order. So what they are saying is that once the person arrives in your country, the person is at the Mediterranean, is not in your territory. But once the person arrives in your country, you are responsible for the person. Protect the dignity of the person. Even if you are going to deport them, protect their dignity. Don't just return. There's many instances whereby people try to enter some particular countries in Europe via the Mediterranean Sea, and they are being sent back via the same channel. I mean, we've had several inhumane reports like that. So this has come to protect every human being, regardless of the objective behind their migration. Yeah, I think this is what this has come to do.
All right. So, Joyce, let's talk about the kind of students, this compact is supposed to protect. Is it only for the African students or the other students that we need to also put part of the GCM?
I think all levels of students and all migrants who are students, because if you are counting 50 million children, meaning that they are potential students, okay, being migrants, and so these people will grow up, enter into the schools, the secondary schools, the colleges, the universities, and so all level of students are to be protected by the GCM.
Okay, let's talk about the issue of the challenge with the GCM. Is there anything that we've realized that perhaps the GCM could also top up that would suit, or it's actually complete for the purpose?
I think that personally, if they could add up that individual governments should see to it that when your person is leaving your country to another country, every documentation that should govern that person should be done in the country before leaving to the other country. That's what I think. In a sense that if let's say students are coming from Nigeria to Ghana to come and study, and they don't have permits, they don't have certain documentations that are to be done before coming. They enter the country and they are seen as illegal students, even though like it's not supposed to be so. Yeah. And so if the GCM will specifically come up with, okay, adapt that before you leave your country, everything that concerns you, your accommodation, just like maybe you want to go to Dubai, the package come with your accommodation, your feeding, transportation, like that level. Maybe transportation shouldn't be part of it, but at least accommodation and work permit if you are coming to work, or school, everything concerning you, the individual going to another country, should be done before you leave your country. I think it will also help in safeguarding the individual.
And then in your case, you have come from Nigeria to Ghana. You perhaps may have known the experience before and after the GCM. Tell us, now that the GCM has come, what would change, counting from the previous experience, perhaps?
I don't think many things will change, especially in this part of the world.
Okay.
We have, I think, more beautiful treaties than the GCM. Like I said, I think one of the most beautifully crafted treaties in the world exists in Africa. But it goes beyond policies, nice policies. The practice is the main problem. As an international student in this country, I know my experience with lecturers. I know my experience with individuals. In fact, let me say this, that the best kind of people, set of people to deal with in Ghana as a Nigerian are people who have traveled outside Ghana before. So now my question is, we are talking about safe, order, and regular immigration. Yeah. But are we really ready for immigration? Look at the student circle, the academic circle. Are the schools ready? What are the kind of lecturers they employ? What are the kind of lecturers they employ? Are the schools ready for immigration? Are they ready for international students? As a student leader, I've had complaints from several students. Also, because I talked to some of the student leaders who are Nigerian student leaders in other countries too. Yeah. Some have similar reports with the way lecturers stereotype them. Not all lecturers, but those few can actually they can even kill your morale in class. Let me share a story with you.
Sure.
I was in a graduate school here recently, a postgraduate student in a government school here about a few weeks ago. And the guy said he wants to, when he goes back this December, he's not coming back to Ghana. I said, why? You're doing your postgraduate and it's 2 years and you're almost done with 1 year. He said, no. He said, he can't take it anymore. I said, how can you take it anymore? He said, recently he was just in class and the lecturer was walking around in class and he dropped his phone on the table and the lecturer was trying to walk down to the board. And the lecturer quickly ran back. Hey, there's a Nigerian in this class. Please give me my phone.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's sad.
That's a very sad one. So since then, the guy said he asked questions in class often, but since then, he has not been able to regain that confidence till I met him. He doesn't even want to talk with his Nigerian accent anymore, simply because the lecturer is not culturally intelligent to know that you have more than Ghanaian in this hall. So nations should also ask themselves, what are the kind of academics they are breeding, they are nurturing? Universities should ask themselves, what are the kind of staffs we have? Even it goes beyond academics. Even in banks, do you know that for a Nigerian student now, whose parents is in US, for you to withdraw money, you have to work. In fact, you work and you'll be begging banks around that, please, banks, my passport, please, I need my passport to withdraw money, because the banks are also not intelligent enough to know that not only fraudsters receive money from the US. The banks also feel that once you have money from the US, Western Union, you are a fraudster. So we have a lot of work to do as a nation. I mean, there are several issues in Nigeria too. Let's even leave international relations. How about the way we relate to our tribes? You are aware I'm Gan, you are Yoruba, I'm Igbo. Then we started having issues. So if the Yoruba cannot deal with Igbo in Nigeria, you don't expect the Yoruba man to deal with a Ghanaian. He has not even dealt with his own brother. So a Ghanaian who has not, a Gara person who has not successfully dealt with an Ewe person cannot deal with a Nigerian successfully. So we need to work on our mentality quite well. Then we can see that we are ready for immigration. Yeah.
Well, it's been amazing so far talking about the Global Compact on Migration, which is here to promote a peaceful, safe, orderly, and regular migration of students to anywhere they want to go and study. And my guests are really to the issue talking about it. But we have to go for a quick pause. When we come back, we'll be talking about the reliability. We've heard a lot, seen a lot, but this compact is reliable. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
Botswana Accountancy College is a business school that was set up over 2 decades ago to contribute towards the human capital development in Botswana and beyond. BAC has over 20 years diversified its product portfolio to offer accounting, business, leisure, management, and ICT-related programs at undergraduate and postgraduate levels, as well as consultancy short courses to augment professional skills. In achieving this diversification, the college has partnered with UK-based universities of Derby, Sunderland, and Sheffield Hallam University, as well as professional bodies such as SEMA, Beaker, AAT, ACCA, CIA, Cisco, Microsoft, SAP, ESA, and SIPS to allow our graduates to have a globally recognized qualification and be globally competitive. To learn more about BAC, contact us on 3953-062 in Gaborone or 241-0558 in Francistown, or visit our website on www.bac.ac.bw. Also, you can visit our social media pages on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. BAC, celebrating over 20 years of creating business leaders.
Hello there, and welcome back to African Student Voice. If you just joined us, it is African Student Voice. It's brought to you by the Association of African Universities, Accra, Ghana. I'm your host, Ajimon Ochudako, and we are still on the discussion. We are now assessing the Global Compact on Migration. And this compact has come to promote the safe, orderliness, and also the regularity of immigration, both immigrants and both immigrants out and in the country. And before we went for the pause, we're talking about what can really cause us to rely on the GCM. And I'll start with you, Joyce. What do you want to see play in or operate so that your reliability or perhaps your trust for this treaty will be increased? What should you see?
I think that if the ordinary person is made research or know this GCM, because if you don't know the information out there, you wouldn't know what is protecting you or what you can rely on. It is up to you, the individual, to know that there is something like this. But even with that, you still have to research more, know how to deal with yourself. The GCM is there, it's a principle, it's a document, but it is up to you, the individual, and the nation as a whole to grab it, make it as in good or presentable for its citizens. If Ghanaians or Africans or Europeans grab it, prepare it. Okay, this is how we are going to deal with immigrants. Ghanaians will do the same. If someone travels to this place, that person will be treated well. If the other person also travels to the other continent, that person will also be treated well. And so it has come to stay, but it's up to us to deal with it as it is. And the country will be safe for us to live in. Yeah.
Do you find that even if this treaty is accepted, would there be reasons why some other countries wouldn't want to accept this treaty? Have you ever thought of that issue?
Actually, it has to do with the country, because I know that even if the country can come openly and say that we have accepted it, but their actions will speak otherwise.
Yeah.
And so it is not a guarantee that even if they accept it, they will still use it as it's supposed to be used. You understand?
Yeah.
So with this, you can't say, even if they accept it. Like previously, I was watching the news, and then I was looking at how human trafficking is going on in Saudi Arabia, and then Kuwait,
Yeah.
to the extent that they have apps that they trade these servants. The person doesn't even know that she is being sold to another person. The image of the person is on the app, everything about it. They interact with the one having the servant. You are from Africa, going to work with someone as a maid, and that person is done with you, wouldn't tell you that I am done with you, go back to your country, but will sell you to another house. And you, the person, you are not aware. They come in, people were researching it, they came into the picture, and the government said they are not aware. Yet, there are apps that are proving it. And so the global or the continent can accept this GCM. But it has to do with the individuals and the people, the citizens, to, play along with whatever is going on. Yes, it has to do with them.
Alrighty. So coming to you, what can really cause you to trust that this treaty is the way forward? I mean, that is what we're waiting for. What do you want to see play off?
I want to see, I want to see the practice of even starting from the very basic.
Yeah.
Let's leave globalization for now. Let's even talk about regionalization.
Sure.
If you are migrating, it is easier for a Nigerian to go into Benin, to go into Ghana. It's easier for a Ghanaian to go into Burkina. So how free is a Ghanaian in Burkina? How free is a Ghanaian in Ivory Coast? How free is a Nigerian in Ghana? Let's start from that first. And I feel that, like I said, we are not really ready for that. Look at the ECOWAS, for instance. ECOWAS, 16 member states. How many countries in ECOWAS? Or 15 member states. How many countries in ECOWAS can I go to as a Nigerian, bearing a Nigerian passport, and go there to do what the treaty said? Free flow of movement, free flow of goods and services. I mean, free flow of anything. The right to reside. With regards to residing in ECOWAS states,
Yeah.
I'm a Nigerian student here. Even in Ghana, the treaty states that I have the right to stay in Ghana, probably by obtaining resident permits, maybe for very few Ghanaian cities. But in this country, Nigerian students, an ECOWAS member state, is still being made to pay $120 for non-citizens card. $120 for non-citizens card. A Chinese citizen pay $150. So what's the difference between me and a Chinese student? So and that is not in the regional law. The general law states that you have the right to reside. Right to reside, you need to carry a permit to show that you are there. And permit should not just be maybe 150 cedis or 200 cedis. But unfortunately, we are not respecting regional laws. And when we don't respect regional laws, how do we expect others to even respect us? And I, as a person, if I see an ECOWAS treaty and I come into Ghana and realize the ECOWAS treaty is not respected, how can I respect the treaty that is signed by Russia or a treaty that is signed by China? There's no way I can have any positive mindset on it. So, but if I see regional laws in effect, in absolute practice, then when I see a pact like this, I'll be enthusiastic about it. Yeah.
What have you found actually around that demoralizes your trust towards this?
I've seen so many that demoralizes my trust towards it. I'm a business student. And also I realized that I've attended some business forums, and I also as a student, you ask questions around. I realized that most of the laws we make, even in the regional circle, West Africa, they are not really working. In fact, do you know that somebody from a representative of ECOWAS one day made a statement somewhere in a business forum that some of the laws are just laws. You people, you better be serious. You better face the reality when you travel. Yeah, the person is a diplomat. I'm sure the person is not saying it to just discourage people. The person has been frustrated. That listen, we keep making laws. We hold summits, extraordinary summit and ordinary summit, but nothing comes out of it. So until nations respect bilateral agreement, respect multilateral agreements, nobody will take us seriously. Look at the European Union. When you want to deal with any country in Europe, you're like, hey, European Union is ready to stand against you. You look at the European Union passport. Do you know how effective it is? This is the ECOWAS passport I carry. There is no value attached to it. No single value at all attached to it.
What are the challenges you face with this?
It says that free flow, free movement, right? But there is no border in West Africa that you can cross with this, that you will cross with it without paying. There is no border. I want anybody to challenge me on that. There is no border. Nigerian living Lagos to Benin, you must pay at the border to pass with these things. Even via the airport. The airport is a little bit minimized because, you know, the infrastructures at the airport is a bit different. Cameras are there, they are watching you. But the borders, you need to pay. Now, just not entering is not even enough. Maybe when you enter, you are granted 90 days permit. But as a student here, I just explained to you, you are still being mandated to acquire a non-citizen's card. You are being regarded as a foreigner. Not that it shows that you're a foreigner. But ECOWAS treaty shows that you are not
A foreigner in Ghana because
yeah,
you
you're
are
not, yes, you're a
bloc.
member state. So it starts from respecting the regional law. I understand the business circle, there are a lot of issues. See, maybe some politicians don't really get it. Respecting regional laws does not really disturb your national sovereignty. It does not. But unfortunately, we've seen in news whereby you agree on some treaties and a regional bloc, then you come back to your country and make something that actually contradicts the thing. So what is the point of the regional bloc? There's no way I can stand in this country and say that I'm an ECOWAS state. Some people will tell you that, what is ECOWAS? That's the truth. I'm represented as a Nigerian everywhere. So even when the US is dealing with me, if I'm dealing with US embassy, ECOWAS cannot do anything about it. If you are carrying the Ghanaian passport today, you are representing yourself as a Ghanaian. So the bloc is not helping you. So those are everything starts from home, right? So if something, maybe your father says that, hey, listen, alcohol is bad, and your father does not drink. When you go out there and they tell you alcohol is bad, you believe that, okay, that's true. That's why my father does not drink. But if your father said alcohol is bad, but your father drinks all the time, if you go out and they tell you alcohol is bad, you will drink. But my father has been drinking. So we are making laws that says that safe, order, regular, but are we really ready? The bankers are very hostile towards, especially Nigerians in this country. I've had terrible experiences with several bankers in this country. I said there are mechanisms you can. Even you guys should have a desk at the embassies and confirm passports if that is the problem. They will tell you that no, we don't pay to get Nigerian passport in this country. Why are you here? So it's people with parents in Europe, they have to now start finding several means to send money down. You have to find a particular bank, and because there are very few banks now who gives money to Nigerian students, money coming from US and Western Union and these things. So the few banks are now taking advantage of the entire thing. So if the bankers with all their education is not even ready to accommodate foreigners, some institution lecturers are not ready, even the politicians, their body language, they say one thing like my sister here said, their body language speaks otherwise. They are not ready. So how do we expect we ordinary citizens to respect global compact, to respect global treaties? So urging us, the politicians, the head of institutions, public institutions, corporate institutions, to show tolerance. We are all human beings. If anybody told me 5 years ago that I would be in Ghana, I would have argued till tomorrow. I never knew I would be in Ghana. But I just had it come. In fact, people used to share their experience, how they struggle before they get accommodation, before they get that in Ghana. But I just had a friend who is Ghanaian. We play together, we do things together. I didn't become his friend because I had a plan of coming to Ghana. But you know, when the opportunity came to come to Ghana, I did not go through any struggle. The guy told me the minute, the distance between Seku and the place I was going to stay in Ghana. So I entered Ghana as if I've been to Ghana before. My very first time, I was telling the driver that, please, when you get to Seku, take a turn into Kaneshi. From Kaneshi, and I wasn't pronouncing it well, but because of that, because of my contact, because of the relationship I had with my friend, he ensured that everything I need to have, a smooth settlement in Ghana was provided. And I just made that friend out of love, somebody from an African country. This is my brother. So please, we need to work on ourselves. Head of corporate institutions, head of FCL academics. I don't get the hostility in the academic environment is serious. And it starts with this too. I've observed something with African students, or Africans generally.
Yeah.
We see an immigrant as a potential competitor. An average African student in Nigeria, thinks that anybody from Ghana, especially who shows a little bit better competence than you, is coming to compete for a very limited opportunity in the job circle.
And no collaboration.
No collaboration.
Okay.
So, and academics also feel like, hey, there's a Nigerian lecturer in this country, he has come to show in his PhD. We don't see the collaboration aspect of it. We don't see, the exposure aspect of it. I've become a better person in Ghana. There is no university in Nigeria, or anywhere in the world that can teach me what I've learned here. Because what I've learned here, it goes beyond university education. The real education is exposure to life experience.
Yeah.
So I can deal with several tribes now because I'm not comfortable with even Gankra. I can speak Ghana.
So, we are getting to the peak of this discussion, and I want to pick your final words. Who do you think needs to set up? Who needs to set up for the GCM to find its real place in the international student space? Who has to do his job? Students who, mention the name perhaps, put the message out there to these people. I'll be with Joyce.
I think that the government, the head of education, should make it clear to all students, put this GCM policy out there. The ordinary person should know about it. If you know about it, you know that your human right is being protected. And so you have the free chance, the advantage to go anywhere you want to go and come back being the same as you are without being brutalized or trampled upon or discriminated, like face challenges. And so if our governments, our head of states, our head of education would put this thing out there to the ordinary person to know about it, know that anywhere you want to go, just go to the proper channels and then you will be directed upon, but know that you are free to do this, do that, do that. But aside that, you, the person, to know that anywhere you go, there are rules and regulations there. You have to bind or go according to their rules and regulations. Don't say that because there's GCM, I can just cross the road when I am not supposed to cross the road. You'll be arrested. There are rules everywhere. And so there's GCM fine. People should see to it that their people are being protected. Human rights are being protected. Yet, the individual person should also respect rules and regulations of the host countries. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Joyce. And Ade?
Yes, sir.
Your final words. Who should set up? Who has to do their job
I think
so that this can work?
we have a lot of work to do on our mind.
Okay.
You see, I don't have problem when I get stereotyped by someone on the street. I believe it's out of ignorance.
Yeah.
But an academia, an educated person, it's very painful. So I think because we have access to education, we are university students, some of us are graduates, I think we need to learn more. We need to show a lot of cultural tolerance. We understand that society have developed us to this level, but we should go beyond that. So we individuals, the students, educated lecturers, head of corporate institutions, see, let's leave government out of it. We all know that the reason we are all here to do this is people who are crossing Mediterranean is because of government. Because governments themselves would have said to government that they should make migration something of choice. It shouldn't be a necessity. Those people, crossing, there's no a human being with his right sense that would love to cross water and cross desert, cross sea to travel to another country. But when the person feels like, listen, whatever I'm going to face on that water cannot be worse than what I'm already facing here, the person will go and face it. But let us make our society a little bit more conducive. And what are we asking you people to give us? Simple, cheap, affordable accommodation, clean water, electricity. Nobody's saying buy me Ferrari. Nobody's, let the school be conducive. Let the hostels, you go to some hostels, you are like, God, this is terrible. So let the hostels be conducive. Let educations be interesting. Immigration has been with us for ages, and it will continue to stay. You understand? But we should harness the opportunity. Everybody has a responsibility to play. Because the person the story of a student I just told you about, that was in government. That was a lecturer, an educated fellow, who just, stereotyped that student. So everybody has a role to play. Government has a role to play. And it's so funny that we've been able to integrate Hollywood, Nollywood rather. You know the way they connect, you barely know the difference between Ghanaian and Nigerian actor and actress.
Yeah.
Look at the way we can learn something from that. To the point that somebody can lecture in University of Ghana this Monday, next Monday is there, just like what AAU has been doing. Harmonization of universities and other things. I think we need to do more on that. Academia should not see their fellow academia as a threat. Students should not see an international student as someone who has come to take the little job that is left in his country. So when we are even talking about internship, I want to go and do intern in this, they will say, no, Ghanaians have not done internship there. Why should international students? No, it goes beyond that. Let us collaborate. Let us connect. When people see a very strong regional bloc, America will open their border to us. Europe will do that. Asia will do that. But when they see a shattered house, nobody will take advantage of us. That's my point. Thank you.
Thank you very much, nice people. Ade from the Nigerian Association of Nigerian Students, Nigerian Students Union, perhaps.
National Association of Nigerian Students. You can
National
use
NANS.
Yeah,
all right,
NANS,
sure.
right.
Then I have also the Work Home for PUSA, Private University Students of Ghana. Well, your views have really been made clear, and I believe that anybody out there who was watching African Student Voices has gotten the best of your views. Thank you very much for watching African Student Voices. Today we're discussing the GCF, the Global Compact on Migration. This is supposed to promote a safe, orderly, and regular migration for our foreign students. I was only say foreign, now we're beyond foreign. It is African students or any other student who wants to study in Africa, or an African student who wants to study across the African borders, to have a safe, orderly, and regular migration. Thanks for your time for watching, and I believe that you have comments and questions. You may want to send them into the African Student Voices page on Facebook, or also the Association of African Investors on Facebook and on YouTube. Bring in your comments. We want to receive them and then give you your feedback. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time. Bye.